McCabe, yep.
McCabe, awesome. The Lifestyle Salon Coach is in the house. Super excited to connect with you guys, answer some questions, help you guys, support you during this crazy time. I'm going live from the business page today to make sure we can get a good, strong turnout. Share this with as many people as possible because I know everyone's at home, needs some help, needs some motivation, needs some positivity in all this craziness we're dealing with right now. So I think we are live. So we're ready to rock and roll. Let me go ahead and share this in a couple places. We'll get the party started. But while I do that, Mr. Richard, how about for all of our viewers who don't know you, maybe share a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you're here today.
Yeah, cool. So we're going to call it a business coach, and I use a 69 to do that with. I don't like the word coach. I don't know why we call ourselves coaches. So I've been a salon owner for 30 years or more. I started my hairdressing when I was 16, fell into it by mistake. The first day I worked in a hair salon, I fell in love with it. Continued through my career, realized I wanted to be a salon owner. I fell in love with the business side of things, became a salon owner in the UK, moved to Australia, had multiple salons in Australia. And the one thing I noticed when I tried to buy a salon, my third salon especially, was no one's making money. Like only the top 5%. And it came down to the fact is that people like me, who's creative, we don't care about money. Like it's just not high on our agenda. So we just do what we can creatively and hope that everything gets left to the accountants and gets sorted out at the end of the year. And that really took me on a mission to find out why is it that people out there can't make money as a salon. And for me, it was simple. I made lots of money. I thought it was easy.
Yeah.
You know, I just had a tight ship. So my job then was to go and coach salon owners. I did it for free because I was bored.
Yeah.
And it all happened one day, one crazy Thursday. I was on the way to work and there was a salon owner. She might be listening. She was from Mobile, Alabama. And she had a massive staff walkout and phoned me on the way to work. And I had a 9-hour shift of doing my clients. And my first year apprentice said to me, Richard, you can't do this coaching. Your mind's not there. People are talking to you. So you got to decide, do you want to be a coach or do you want to be a salon owner? So that day I went home, had a glass of wine and put my business up for sale. And the fire in my belly to help salon owners was now bigger than helping my clients in the salon.
That's incredible. Awesome. So you have experience running 3 salons in your history, right? And all 3 of them were profitable, or did it take you some time to like get to the point where you kind of figured it out?
Oh, no, I made money from day one. The one thing about me is no one's going to outwork me ever. No one's going to outwork me. So from day one, I made money, but I worked 7 days a week. I didn't see my kids. I just about got ahead. Then the staff member would leave. So I was making money, but not great money. But I haven't got a rags to riches story as you know, I haven't collapsed. I haven't gone bankrupt. I made good money. It wasn't until 5 years in, I realized there's got to be an easier way to get ahead. For that, me missing out on my family life and knowing if I can systemize everything, then most people believe if they can 10 times the owner will 10 times the income, which is true. The problem is we can't 10 times the owner. So I decided to systemize my business, decide who I employ differently. I've got a different system how I employ people and how I take people on. I don't like superstars. I don't like high earners in my salon. So I'm different to most people. They're dangerous. But anyway, and that was it really. So once I systemized it, I realized I could work less and make more, which is crazy. It's as you might know yourself, the more we can work on the business, the more business, the money that makes. But we're scared to give our time up on the floor because we feel it's not going to work, but it does.
100%. What would you say like led to your early success and your ability? Obviously, besides your workhorse mentality, like what do you feel led to you to be able to just dive in and start becoming profitable pretty quickly?
Yeah, there was a book called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Someone gave me that book, and I realized my clients loved me, but they didn't seem to like my staff, not as much as me. And he just explained, you train people up to be like you, and then the salon's a destination, not you. And that just opened my mind to go searching, because it wasn't enough. The book wasn't enough, but it made me go searching for coaches and mentors to teach me what I needed to know. So that was my first icebreaker, I suppose, to realize that I do have a business.
Yeah. Don't just work in the business, work on the business, create those systems and actually become a business owner, which is what we find is the biggest, point that people struggle with in this industry. They get into the salon, they spend a lot of money getting it up and running and get their team and staff built, but they never, and then they just get themselves behind the chair and get lost because they're never able to build that strategy and those systems out. And I think the E-Myth is one of the highest recommended books that we talk about with owners for sure. So with that being said, I appreciate that. I definitely want to dive in and talk about our current situation, that we're all going through right now. And we've got some awesome points we're going to share with everyone. Just so you guys know, I've got my comments rolling so we can see you guys when you're here. Go ahead and let us know when you're here. Type in #live or #replay. Give us a big hello. Let us know who you are, what you do, where you're from, and also how you guys are holding up right now. And if you have any questions on what you guys can or should be doing in your business to kind of weather through this crazy storm we're going through, just drop them below. Rich and I are here to help, and that's what we're going to do. So what I want to talk about today is kind of what you're kind of doing to support your owners that you work with every single day during this crazy time. And also we can have our 3 Ps we're going to talk about today that you sent us in, which is kind of how to pivot during this crazy time, how to protect yourself during this time and your clients. And also how to profit during this time as well. So the 3 Ps, pivot, protect, and profit, what we'll dive into today. But with that being said, how about you give me kind of a rundown? How are you holding up with this crazy situation we're going through? And what have you noticed with kind of what should we be doing right now?
Yeah, so as a coach, I have a lot of clients that have came to me, they're looking to me, they're scared, they don't know what to do. So right now, I'm working sort of 10-hour days to try and, I've created the 3 Ps, we'll call it. I've created this Conquer the Crisis system that we're delivering and make it. I haven't even finished making it yet to deliver to my clients so we can just get through this period. I don't think many salon owners are going to profit, as in make extra money while they're closed. I don't think that's where we should be spending our time. I think whenever we can breathe again, I think we should be trying to figure out what's going to make our boat go faster. If you imagine that, our salon is like the Titanic, it's collapsed, we're in a rowing boat, there's the island. What is going to make us get to that island quicker? And I think if we can figure that out, once we get to the island, we can regroup and make money again.
Absolutely.
That's my thought. I think that there's no way we're going to be able to cut hair virtually. That's not been invented yet. We can't do it. There's an argument, which I'll argue to the days long, about should we supply color or not. That's cool. It's not going to make you $1 million or save your business. What's actually going to save your business is my 3 Ps, which is probably not that invented, but it's just a tone that's changed, which I'll dive into now if you want me to.
Well, yeah, I would love to dive in. I first off want to kind of hit what you just said. I wrote that down. That's a really good point. We want to figure out how to get our boat to the island faster during this crazy time. But right now our boat's got some holes in it. Right? Like we've got to be moving quickly. And I think a lot of people are getting paralyzed by this situation. But like you just said, you're working harder now more than ever. And we're putting our foot on the gas to get to that island, keep moving forward, right?
Yeah, and I think that the difference is most people, and I'm from Australia, so I left Australia 2 days before lockdown. I'm in the UK lockdown, so I've got 2 worlds that I'm trying to help at the moment. Yeah, and two worlds that I live in. So the difference between the two is Australia's not officially in lockdown yet, but they've asked all businesses to close. Here they've locked down. So once you've gone into lockdown mode and you can't go out except for once a day, your mindset changes, realizing I need to breathe. Now I want to regroup and I want to learn and grow. Absolutely. When you're still in that, we're not quite locked down yet. We don't know what to do. Should we open? Should we close? I think we're still like a rabbit in the headlights. We're stuck. And I think that depending on where you are right now, we have to make that decision. So for me, helping my people get to the stage where, look, take a week off, breathe, and then we're going to grow through this step by step. I'm going to hold your hand, and everything I'm going to teach you is nothing new. Like what I'm going to say in here today is nothing new, but what I'm going to teach you today is how you deliver it and what context it's in is different. That's Absolutely. The key here. It's not the message has to change from ever before. So that's what I believe. So pre the closure, everything we've done prior to this date needs to change from now on and ongoing until we get to normality again. We cannot give the same adverts, the same messages, the same tone. It can't be used anymore.
100%. Everything has to change now. Like this is something that we've never gone through. Obviously, we've gone through economic downturns before. Some of us who obviously been in the industry a long time, but this is something completely new. And when you're going through something completely new, like everything has to change. Like what you're doing before this, like it's not going to get you what you need now, right? You've got to completely shift and you've got to put, the foot on the gas and get a plan together, right? But with that being said, I do want to dive into our 3 Ps today, but I also want to chat and say hello to everyone who's here real quick. So Christina's here. She's here on the live. Lori's here. Christina's here from South Carolina. What's going on, Christina? How are you doing? Janine's here from California. Go ahead and type in #live. Let us know who you are, what you do, where you're from, how you guys are holding up right now. Also, we're here to help as many people as we possibly can. So we'd appreciate if you guys engage with us, interact with us, share this. Like, we're here to help motivate this industry right now. Like, now more than ever, we need to lean into each other, help each other figure out what's working, what's not working, and work together throughout this, right? It's something that we're all struggling with. We can't just ignore it. We can't just overlook it. Like, we've got to figure out a plan. And so I'm excited to hear what, your plan is, Richard. And, I'm excited to vibe and see, back and forth what we can kind of do to help people during this time. But that's what we're here to do, work together, right? So with that being said, with your 3 Ps, where you want to start? Where would you?
Yeah, well, let's start with the first one, the pivot, the message we need to be sending out to the world right now. So this is
Absolutely.
Everybody that's not a client or not necessarily a client. This is maybe the message you put on your Facebook pages, on your Instagram, or anywhere you talk to the world about your business. We know that when we try and attract clients to our salon, most people will jump towards your salon when we talk in the world of pain. If you've not got the hairstyle you want, or if you've got ingrown hairs. So we talk in a negative tone. So that has to be changed in a context of how you're feeling at the moment. So most people I know are scared. We want to know when the salon's going to open. We want to make sure we've got enough money. We want to make sure that we can survive and have enough food. And how we feel is the same as how clients feel.
Right.
So right now, I guess what we want as a salon owner is somebody to come along, give us a big hug, and say, it's okay, we're all good. We're going to get through this. We're all going to survive. We've got enough money. We can breathe. And I think your clients and prospective clients need exactly the same.
Yeah, 100%. I think so too. And, right now, like you just said, when we're talking about messaging, this includes emails to your clients, texts to your clients, phone calls to your clients. Like, we don't want to talk about, pain and fear and stuff like that. That's what they're seeing every single day scrolling through their social media feeds or turn on the TV, right?
Yeah.
We need to figure out, how we can be that rock in our community and that, support light during all this craziness. And that's what's going to attract and compel people to come towards you, right?
Yeah, well, I think at the moment, so when I say pivot, like what we usually do is try and attract people to our salon and give them a really good hairstyle, look after them, make them feel good, and then we let them move forward, be it hair or beauty, with a skin regime. That's what we do. And we promise that we'll make them look younger. We promise we'll make them feel good. That's how that works. The difference now is the message needs to be, how can we serve these people out in the wild? And that could be how to hide your gray, how to make sure the wrinkles don't come. What can we use in the salon to soak your nails off? What can we use in the salon to give you a mini facial? That's what you should be speaking to people now, is like, I know you're nervous. I know your husband's going to see your gray hair for the first time ever. Like, how can I help you feel better? So the message really is not necessarily for the clients just yet. We'll move on to protect in a second. But into pivot, it's about everyone's scared. Help me. I want to consume. I need some help. Just help me. And I think as most salon owners that I know, we're givers. We naturally give. That's what we like to do. We need to give to the world. And if that means, like I said openly, I'd happily go to the supermarket, find out what color someone's got, and I would do videos on every single color. I'd color dolls' hairs and just say, copy me if you want to. I don't care. I don't care. Like, at the moment, it's not about making money. It's about really making friendship and connections and building a community with people. We had a discussion yesterday with someone who refused to help a client with their color at home. And a salon down the road said, I'll help you. I'll tell you what to put on your hair. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen. If you don't stand up, someone's going to stand up and do this for you.
I completely agree. And like, I think you're absolutely right. Like, what we need to be doing right now is just finding more ways to solve problems for people that they're having now, find more people to support them during this downtime, and focus less on just making the profit, but more serving the community, serving the people who are in our network, on social media, on our email list, wherever, so that we can just, be that light, during this crazy time. Because, every area right now, again, there's so much negativity, and like, you can either feed into it and go with the sheep, or you can be that standout lion who's going to be there as the rock in your community, right? So what can people, like, I think those are some great ideas. What would you say, is there any strategy or solutions or ideas that you would give people who maybe are looking for ways to stay productive right now to be able to make this pivot?
Yeah, and I think for me, the pivot should be, we've got a 30-day marketing pivot that we sort of gave our clients, and it really is about show some socialization, show some fun, show them tips of how they can do what they need to do at home. Like most people right now are in a house, they're self-isolated, they're not seeing many people, they're looking for friends, looking for a connection. But overall, the overall section of this, we want to survive.
Yeah.
And to them, most of them, it's not thinking about money. It's thinking, how do we get through this? So if you're going to be there, be the person who's going to be that, like I said, that shining light. There was someone from your guys, so from the US, is a guy that hit my email a few times telling me if I don't buy his course, my spa will be gone and burned by the time I open again. And that turned me off. And he said, everyone's the same. So anything negative is gone. What is now is a person who's going to come to your aid. And if I think most people, we give enough, people give back. They always do. And I think at the moment, you're going to have hair salons that refuse and hair salons that give. And I think that I'm teaching my inner circle to give, and they want to give, and we want to help people. I think over here, if I could go out and do anything to help the healthcare workers or help people that need it, we're all going to do that.
Absolutely.
That's definitely, yeah.
100%. So right now, let me know in the comments, like, what are you guys doing to kind of weather through this? How are you giving to your community? How are you giving to your clients? Like, are you doing anything right now? What's working, what's not working? I'd love to vibe with you guys. And at the end of this, we can probably do a Q&A as well. But the first message is to pivot, like shift our messaging from, what we were doing to confront the situation, right? And be there as far as, being a relief for people, getting them, helping them and letting them know, hey, let's de-stress during this time. Let's stay positive. Let's, work through this together, not, that fear-based or feeding into the media, basically, right? So,
I think pre today, we were trying to get people in the salon and make money. That's what we tried to do. When we pivot now, we want people to be part of our community, not necessarily give us money, and to be part of our community and to do that virtually. So we have to learn how to do that virtually to people. And that could be quite simply like tomorrow, I'm doing a free Zoom call for anyone that wants to jump on board. I can think salon owners, I've already said to a few people, you could put that out to Facebook. Hey, come and jump on. Let's have a chat. If you've got any hair worries, any beauty worries, just jump on a free call and I'll help you with whatever you've got in your household, because they can't go out and buy the stuff, especially not professional grade. We're not going to lose them as clients. We're actually going to find out they'll become clients. So this is external. When I move on to protect, I'll talk about what you should be doing to protect you, protect your clients, and protect your staff. That's next when we dive into that. Sounds good.
Yeah. So also, I know, Richard, if you're doing some things free for the community, after this and things like that, I know we are too. If anyone wants access to any of the bonus resources or want us to reach out to you and invite you to anything we've got going on this week, just type in #Thrive. That's been our hashtag during this crazy time right now. If you drop that below, Rich will be able to see it. I'll be able to see it. We can follow up with you guys and give you, some invites or resources when we're all done here. So pivot, let's go ahead and jump right into protect. What do we do to protect ourselves and our clients and our business and maybe our staff during this time?
Yeah. So protect is 3. So it means protect us, protect our clients, and also protect our staff. So let's dive in with just us. How do we protect us? Well, first of all, at the moment, we need to breathe. And when you're ready, you're going to consume. Everybody I know is on the news, on the TV, on Facebook. They just want to know something that's going on. Everyone is ready to find facts. So once we've passed that stage, we're now thinking, well, I don't know about you, but I know all salon owners that I know, we're workers. Like, we're used to working hard, long hours on our feet. Right. And we don't want to really just make our head go mushy. So to keep me motivated and passionate, I need to consume and learn myself. That's how it is. Yeah. So I would say, and I said today on the live call, find a good course and just do one. I don't care what it is. I don't care who's giving it away. And everyone's giving free courses away. Let's pull back and try and choose one good one. And let's just consume it and implement it. Right. Because I know people that have signed up to 5. And I'm going, you're not going to do any. You're going to do none.
We always call, our focus a circle of focus, right? When you have a circle, your focus and energy needs to go to one place when you're doing it, right? But if you turn your circle into a piece of pizza and you got 100 different things you're trying to do at once, it's impossible to focus on anything, right? And so, I completely agree with you on that one. Like, I think focus on one.
Yeah, I think any mom that's gone out there and done a week shopping and bought all these lots of chocolates for their children and put them in the cupboard, and the kids open the door and go, there's no chocolate. There's hundreds in there, but there's too many to choose now. They can't make their mind up. Right. So now there's none. And I think it's the same with courses. I think you'll be amazed, and I'm guilty. I've done this many times. The cheap Black Friday's deal. I've bought a Jim Rohn course. I've bought a Jay Abraham course, and I've paid $2,000 for these courses.
Yeah.
I've got 7 or 8. I haven't even opened in 3 years.
Yeah.
I've got, and for me, it's just they bought them and they're gathering dust. I'm sure we've all done the same.
Right.
So I think what I suggest is when you look after you, let's just keep ourselves in our zone, which means what will make your boat go faster? Do you need marketing? Do you need to know your numbers? Do you need to get your staff to charge more? Whatever it is, then go and find the course that fits that will make that boat go faster.
Absolutely. 100%. Focus on one thing, like even if it's right now, like just picking up a book, like, and focusing on finishing that book, right? Like don't try to do 100 million things at once. You're going to get more output. Even before this all happened, this still came into play. It still does now. Like you only have so much attention and energy, no matter how much time you have on your plate, right? So I would highly recommend, find something that is proven to work or has a community based with it that people are actually getting results from it or have gotten past results from it, and just stick with it and do the work, right?
I think the one thing that's going to kick a lot of people at the end of this is that we're in unprecedented times, regardless of what's going on in the world, as salon owners, we have one chance to press a reset button right now. We've never had this before. Most people, if you started a salon like me, you bought a salon, you got really busy fast, you got staff, you still kept busy, you kept saying you're going to systemize, you kept saying you're going to do the next thing. Everyone's pressed the pause button right now. No competitors are working behind your back. We have a chance to actually start that salon again, just how you wanted to do it in your dream. Mm-hmm. So to me, we have this time, and I truly believe we're going to be 6 weeks away. Like it's going to be at least 6 week block before we get back to some sort of normality of running our salon. Now, at the end of that 6 weeks, the worst thing for me is I'm the same person as I am now.
Yeah.
Because I got lots of things I want to get done. I'm quite excited. The fact is that I'm going to get time to do these things.
Right.
I want to build my website. I've got a new course I want to build. I want to build another engine for what I'm going to teach my live events. I want that done in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
And if I don't get it done, I'm going to be upset with myself. And I think salon owners that go back to work, because when we go back, it's going to be different. Because some people are going to learn great stuff.
Yeah.
Where your average salon down the road is now going to be good. They're consuming stuff. We need to do the same.
Absolutely. So, what we're kind of saying too is like, there's going to be 3 people who kind of turn out from this. There's going to be one, the people who get self-paralyzed, freak out, anxious, anxiety, like how the hell am I going to go through this? And some people are even going to go out of business during this time because they're not equipped. They weren't prepared before this all happened, right? Then there's also going to be a second type of person who, just kind of is going to try to wait it all out. And I'll just wait until this is all said and done. I'm going to take my vacation right now, right? And those people are going to take a huge financial hit. And they're also, things are going to be different, like you just said, when the doors are open. So if you're not planning and preparing now, you're not going to be able to be ahead of the curve. And the third person is going to be the people that bust their butts right now, take advantage of this downtime we have now. Before this, the biggest objection to, educating ourselves, working on our business, working on our plan, working on our website, whatever it was I don't have the time. Well, guess what? You're locked in your house now. You got plenty of time, right? So, we've got to look for the opportunity in this. And if we can actually, find strategies, find ways to adapt and, really create, something from this time that we have, we're going to be ahead of the curve when this is all said and done. We're going to be prepared, right? So I completely agree with you 100% on that. So you said, remind me again, in the protect phase, we're protecting 3 things. You said
us. So it's us, which we just talked about. The next one is clients. So we need to protect clients. So the thing about protecting your clients at the moment is if anyone's listening to me, someone's going to be trying to serve your client right now. And your client will be happy to take that service. You've got to do it. You've got to stand up. Secondly, you do need to be sending them, I think, a weekly email. We call it a SPEAR. So it's a short, personal, expect a response email. How you going? Check in with these people. You can just check in. You can send a video, get your teammates to send videos, whatever it may be. We've got to keep that connection tight. So you've got your clients are freaking out. Whatever you've done, if you've got a really good salon, hair or beauty, you've educated your clients to look after themselves. They have to come back every 4, 5, 6 weeks. And now it's okay to go, we don't need to speak to you anymore for 10 weeks. We don't want to get them to fall out of that sink. We want them to cape. So we've got to talk to them and say, if your grays are coming through, we'll teach you how to do a zigzag part. We'll teach you how to, use certain hairsprays to hold it, the dry talcum powder, whatever it is that you need to do. Same with beauty. There's plenty of regimes you can make. They'll copy YouTube. But wouldn't it be nice to come from you? And it's like you're doing it for no other reason that you care. There's no monetary value here. You're doing it out of love, and people will stay with you forever. So you need to protect your clients, A, make them feel good, and B, make sure no one's going to steal them off you.
100%. And the best way to do that is just find out what problems they're having right now and how can I help them solve it, right? We got a lot of questions like saying like, what can we suggest to our clients? Really that's going to depend on who your clients are and what problems they're solving. Maybe just even ask them, how are they holding up right now?
Well, the key here is really simple. As a salon owner, you know her problem. You know she has a facial with you every 4 weeks. You know what she's thinking in week 5. So you anticipate what she's actually going to be thinking. So at week 3, you say, hey, Mary, I know you're used to coming in next week to have a facial. I know how you're feeling. I know your bag's under your eyes.
Yeah. I'm cutting out a little bit.
It may be. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. I think.
Yeah.
I can hear you now. No, you were saying, you should know like where they're at in this process. What's the time frame since their last appointment? You should know this and know where they're at and what they need help with right now, right?
The worst thing I feel is if you ask them what they want, they should expect you to know. We don't want right now. We're not waiting for someone to ask me what I want to happen because I don't have a clue what's going to happen in the next 6 weeks. Don't tell me what I want because I'm thinking I don't want to go back to work just yet. I've got things to do.
Right.
So what we want to do is we want someone to tell us what to do. That's what we really need. So you need to go, hey, Mary, I know you're due. Like this should be planned. You've got time to plan it out. Find out if it's a guy's haircut, on week 6, he might have to get the clippers out himself. You might have a female whose colour's now growing out. Say, hey, I know it's growing out. I know your struggles. This is what I suggest. Help them. Don't ask them, can I help you? Because they'll go, no.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I would say too, like, even if you're not sure, you can always just do a check-in through email, text, or phone call. Just say, hey, how are you holding up since our last appointment? Like, how have you been holding up through this crisis? How's your hair holding up? How's your skin holding up? They'll just tell you what their problems are, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And so that's what I would do is, create your content, create your emails, create your messaging or whatever you're doing to get in front of people right now, all revolved around that, right? Like what is going to help them right now.
But the secret for your clients has to be a short email, condensed in, no big emails. Keep it really small, like you're having a conversation. Have a conversation with them. It's as simple as that. For mine's quite simple. If I know who it is and if I email all my facial people, how you going? I know you do your facial and you're struggling. Can we help? So it drops in that you remember. Because one of the worst things that's going to happen after this, which I'm guilty, I'm going to put my hand up, is if a lady phones up and says, can I have my appointment? I haven't been for 8 weeks because you shut down. You go, yeah, what's your name? What do you normally have? They're going to go, he's got no love. He hasn't got a clue who I am.
Yeah.
So we need to remember that you need to have an idea, make a connection in that email that you remember who this person is. She can't be a stranger to you. We're keeping a community for a reason.
Absolutely. We usually call that silent service, like thinking and knowing what is going on with them before they think or say it, right?
Yeah.
100%. I love that.
And I think something like, hey, Mary, how you doing with your dog? I know you love taking your dog for a walk. I know we're not allowed that anymore. And then you can just check in. She remembers me. And that's all we want to do is like, hey, I know who you are. You're not just a number. And I think that's what we're looking for right now. We want to make sure that we belong to somebody, even if we can't get to them.
100%. So we just talked about what you can kind of be doing to help and protect, first of all, yourself, which is the most important. If you're not in the right mindset, in the right mind frame right now, you're not going to be able to take any action, right? So you've got to be finding ways to work on yourself, work on your mindset, get yourself in the right place to still take action right now. Also, we're protecting our clients during this time, letting them know, hey, we're here for them. Hey, we, find ways we can solve problems for them and things like that during this time and just be there for them ultimately. Because right now, like what's going on with your clients is they're at home, probably fighting with their wife or husband every day. Maybe got kids running around going bonkers. Like they need some de-stressing and they need, to be heard right now. So, if you can do that and be there for them and give them an outlet, like they're going to build trust with you. They may, there may be an opportunity to profit now, but you should look at the long-term play as who are they going to go to when they're ready to make a decision on their hair, skin, nails, skin, face, whatever. Is it going to be the person who was there for them during this crazy time or just Susie Q who's, $50 cuts, right? They're going to choose you because you were there for them, right?
And they're going to tell their friends. You imagine you sending an email to one of your clients to say, just checked in and how's your skin? And then she comments on a phone call to a friend, my hairdresser phoned me today.
Yeah.
She phoned me and said, "That's how I'm doing." She gave me some tips and advice, and she's going, "I'm going to the wrong hairdressers." That's the key here. So you need to protect them. And I'm going to take one step down because it's almost the same context as your staff. Now, I'm quite worried at the moment about this. I don't know how you guys are in the US. I know you are the booth renters, or you mostly your commission, and a few are wages.
You guys let us, everyone let us know. Are you commission renter, booth renter? Do you have a team and staff? We'd love to know. And if you guys are getting some value from this, throw some hearts too. But let us know what's going on with you guys. Keep going.
Yeah, so staff are the same. Like, I think at the moment, and I've heard this twice already in 2 days. Actually, I'm on a coaching call with my own clients that have said it, and they're going, "I'm liking it being home so much, I might not go back." That's what I think is going to happen. Like, if you imagine your staff, it's like a team event. You go there, you work together, you got some camaraderie going on, and now there's none, and they're going, "I quite like this. I don't want to go back." And I think a lot of people are going to say, "I might not even go back when this is done. I might do a whole new career. I might try something different. I don't want to be on my feet all day." I actually quite enjoyed sitting down, being with my kids before and after school. So, they've got that time now. So I think that's the scary thing that we've got to think of. So we have to remember that we've got to treat the staff right now like clients. Let's check in. Let's do a Zoom call. Let's do a video call. There's a big thing like House Party, the app. Let's play games with them. I think you guys have got a dancing one. I can't think what that one's called, the shadow dance game. We haven't got it over here. Just do something stupid with your staff members. Hey, meet them for Friday night drinks or a Saturday day coffee. You've got to keep that connection with your staff, otherwise. And also, they need an aspiration of when we come back, it's going to be different. When we come back, we're going to build. When we come back, we're going to do this. They need to feel like, I call it the Kim Kardashian moment. They need to feel some different excitement of like, "Oh, I'm going to go back to my job again." That's what we don't want them to feel.
Absolutely. I think just like you're being there for, your clients during this time, like be there for just be there for the people who are closest to you. And like that, you need to be, again, leading your team through this and being the rock here throughout this situation. If you can't see them physically with the current situation, the 6-foot rule, do a Zoom call with them and just, have an activity you guys can go through, pick a book you guys can read together during this downtime, like work on things together. It's going to, give everyone an outlet, like we were talking about this whole time, to, spend more attention on that rather than the virus, rather than the media, rather than the mindless scrolling when they wake up in the morning. Like, you've got to get them away from that. Right.
Yeah. And I think that I may be the biggest person here who's going to bring the divorce through the roof at the moment. I'm going to bitch and moan to your husband, not to your staff. Like, to be honest, if you're going to talk to your staff and just moan about you've got no money, moan about it's going to collapse, how am I going to stay in business? You're just putting negative vibes into their head. It needs to be positive vibes to your staff. Have a moan to your other half at home,
Absolutely. Obviously, don't, make them want to kill you, but
oh, you don't get to that far.
Yeah, you definitely, it's okay to, talk things out during this time. Don't be the one that bottles it all up, because eventually you keep doing that, the bottle's going to explode. You don't want that happening.
Yeah, well, talking it through is good, but just don't moan to your staff with negative stuff about what you're scared of. They don't want to hear that. They too are looking for a big hug and a leader, remember? Just like you are. But you are the boss, so you've got nowhere else to go. There's no one above you. So if you have a coach or a mentor, that's who you moan to. Me, I've got big shoulders. I've told all my clients, come and moan to me. I'm more than happy to help it. That's what I get paid for. So I agree.
100%. Let's see who we've got here before we go into profit, which I'm excited to talk about here in a second. So Allison Bartlett's a booth renter. We got Christina's a booth renter. Lori's commission-based salon. What's going on, Lori? Kimberly has employees. Jilda's commission. We've got a lot of variation here. So do you guys have the plan to go, build a team and staff, whether you currently have a team and staff? Like, these are good things to note that, during times like this and, crazy situations we're going to go through, like, this isn't going to be the last time we go through a crazy situation. Maybe not something like this, but this is bound to happen again sooner or later, as far as uncertainty and that type of thing. So if you can kind of, learn to work on yourself enough to be a rock for people, whether it be your team, your staff, your clients, like, that's what you need to do. And like, if you're not at that phase right now where you feel like you're up to being in front of a lot of people, or you're that type of person yet, it's not that you just weren't born that type of person. It just means you have to do some work up here and work on yourself, invest in mentors, coaches, in books, audio books, like whatever you need to do to work on yourself. Because that's what we all should be doing every single day, right? And that's what's going to get you through these hard times in the long run. So Awesome. So who wants to hear about making profits during this time? I know I do, because it's important. We've got to figure out how we can, we talked about right now we're kind of bleeding. We've got holes in our boat trying to get to the island. How do we, make sure that we're not going dry during this time? How do we stay afloat? How do we keep, some sort of finances coming in, or at least staying stable enough to get through this? What would you recommend?
So three ways first. The first one's dead boring. It is the most boring one possible, but we have time. Is expenses. It's the biggest issue we have that most people forget. So the wage bill is huge. As we know, if you're going to be commissioned, it's 50%. So half your money goes on your staff. What we also realize is that our stock, which is sort of, we do total stock, how I work it out, is about 10 to 15% goes on stock. And then the rest is what we can sort of control. So I think right now, while we can control it, get your bank statements, get 3 months out, go through and get rid of all the junk, all the Spotifys and everything else that you don't need ever again. But the difference is, don't get rid of investments. And when I say investments, hey, I'm a coach. Anything boat stuff. So that's where you should spend your money. So if that's a book, if that's a mentor, if that's a coach, you spend. Everything else that's dragging your boat slower, there's like an anchorage over your boat, you cut it loose.
Yeah.
We don't need more magazine subscriptions for another year. No one's going to touch a magazine with their fingers ever again. We're going to stay way away from that till after Christmas. So start looking at where you can cut your expenses. Right. It has to be done. Absolutely. Get lean. Like, truthfully, get lean. And the first thing that I learned with a guy called Profit First from Michael Malkovich, you might have heard of him. Like, I built a hairdressing version of that. So, which is I built a course just for the hairdresser that I give to my clients. Yeah. I've never released it except for my clients. And that to me is quite simple. Put 5% away for a rainy day, because right now it's pouring. And we should have a couple of months' money put away, and we don't, because we all live to our means, because that's who we are.
Right.
If I gave you 100,000 a year extra, you would just spend 100,000 a year extra. We all do that. Every one of us. I'm just as guilty until I change my mindset. So expenses, it's boring. Clear out all the stuff you don't need. Start investing in things that you do. If that means get a marketing guy because you need new clients, spend it on a marketing guy. Right. If that means you need a new website that's going to deliver with SEO, so be it.
Yeah.
Get whatever you need in your salon. Like, there's only 3 ways to make more money. There's no more. It's not complex. You need more clients, get them visiting more often, and get them to spend more. That's all we need to do. So just look at the 3 and go, where am I weak? Where is my salon poor? And invest now in the time that you got to make that happen. So expenses and investments is the 2.
Expenses and investments. And that is a big point too, that, just because we're going through this time doesn't mean you shouldn't still be investing into yourself. Like, if you need help, you need to get a plan together. Like, if you don't have one right now, it's probably best to save the money you can on things that aren't necessary, but spend the money you can on things that completely are needed and necessary right now, right? So I completely agree. Profit First is a great book for anyone in this industry, anyone in general who wants to learn how to better keep track of their finances in their business. So expenses and investments. So we've actually been doing a challenge in our group. Kind of one of the things we talked about yesterday was literally going through your bank statements for the past, few months, and what do I not need? Like, do I have any stupid magazine subscriptions, apps I'm paying weekly or monthly on? Like, all this stuff that we sometimes forget about paying for. Like, what can I get rid of to save some money moving forward that I don't even use or need to spend money on? Get rid of the expenses that are unnecessary. Stop the bleeding. It's kind of what we've been kind of sharing, right? And then figure out, where's my situation at? Why am I in this financial situation? If you're really stressing right now, it's not really due to the virus. It's that you weren't prepared. It's that you didn't have any cash reserves set aside, and you didn't have that plan before this all happened. So you sure as hell need a program and a plan now, right? So, I think a lot of people are freaking out thinking this is the end of the world because they were already hanging by a thread before this. And so that should be a huge wake-up call to you to, like, get your shit together now and plan to prepare and come back on the top after this, right?
Yeah, there was many years ago, there was a guy called Wayne, multimillionaire, came and had his haircut with me at one time, and he gave me some really basic, simple advice, and it was pay yourself first.
Yeah.
He said, Richard, how much do you want to pay yourself? And I said, I want to pay myself $3,000 a week. He went, pay yourself $3,000 a week as from next week. If you can't afford your staff, you cut them loose. And it was amazing how you then got enough clients to fill a staff member before you got more staff in. People have way too many staff than they need, to be truthful. And they don't grow until the right. So the best advice I've ever had was pay myself first, and then everything else fits into place. What happens to most salon owners is they pay themselves last and usually have the dregs. So I know if you pay yourself first, you'll make enough money to pay your staff. You won't spend as much money, but the Profit First book will help you. But for me, it was simple. The day I paid myself first, my life changed.
Absolutely. And this is a big question we get a lot too. How do you know what to pay yourself?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want?
Well, there's a special calculation that I use. So for me, it's quite simple. So we pay all the staff first. So if you have VAT, GST, or state tax?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I guess it kind of depends. What do you guys do?
Yeah, so what we do is we have a state tax. So you imagine we have a state tax. So in the UK, every penny goes through the till, 20% has to go to the government. So that's just how it works here. So we have
varies depending on where you're at.
Yeah, so if you imagine what happens now is that all the money goes through your till, you take your government tax off, you take your wage bill off, you take your stock off, whatever's left, pay yourself half.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Pay yourself half. And because everything else is making you money, then everything else is not. Whatever's left, pay yourself half. And it should be, as a salon owner in a commission salon, about 22%. That's where you should be sitting. In a wage salon, it should be about 30% profit.
Yeah. What I've kind of taken the mentality and shifting my mindset since growing our business is like, I try to like pay myself the bare minimum and invest the rest back into savings or into the business as terms of actual growth. And I'll put that money in an account that I don't really have too much access to until I absolutely need it. It's almost like an 80-20 rule. Like, how can I just keep 20% to survive, but how can I take the 80% of what I'm making and put it, in a place where I can have some cash reserve set aside, or when I'm ready to pull the trigger on an investment in the business, I have money to do it, right? So I would recommend, like, obviously when we say pay ourselves as much as we want, like, you could easily say, oh, I want to pay myself $10,000 a month, and you're not even making that. Like, that's crazy.
Well, for me, I decided that 3,000 was what I wanted to be. From day one, I couldn't afford it. I struggled, but I made it happen because I paid myself first. So you like I say, if you want to pay yourself 10,000 a month, you start saying to yourself, how would that happen? In a commission salon or a wage salon, every staff member you have should earn you 50K a year. That's roughly where you should be. Mm-hmm. So they should earn you 50K a year, on that sort of rule that I'm looking at, maybe a bit more. So just look at all your people and how many's earn you 50K and how many's not. And like, to me, that's quite simple. If I want to pay myself 3,000 a week, I know what my bills are and how many staff need to be busy. So that's how I re-engineer that. 100%. But I have a formula that I use, and here now, I pay myself half of what I run at. So, I mean, as a salon coach, I don't have staff, so that's easy. I have the GST tax still, but my outgoings are very small. But I'm you said, Profit First. There's another great book in Australia called The Barefoot Investor. If you've ever seen that, that's a beautiful book where it talks very similar to Profit First, but it's about your home money. So I have my money. I have about 10 accounts everywhere with money in, and they're all there designed like Profit First, but other things for my own personal growth, for salon growth, for my business growth. So when I pay myself half, that also gets split as well. So it's a bit complex for a conversation like this, but
it's what we need to be confronting though. Like, a lot of the reason people are freaking out right now is their finances, and we just have to come face to face with it too. We're going to be going through a recession after this, right? Like, things are going to change with the economy. They're already happening, right? So we need to make sure our finances are in check, and that, like I said, we're not doing what we did before this. We're making complete changes in every aspect of our business, in our finances, like everything, right?
And I think at the moment we're in, I've got one more promotions to come, which I'll come to in a second. But at the moment, we just want to get through this mode. Everyone's on the same mode as us. So we're begging the government to give us as much money to survive. You guys, at $2 trillion you've borrowed, like $2 trillion. What was it in the last recession? Was it 2000? Was it 7 years ago when you also borrowed $1 trillion? Was it $1 trillion you borrowed then?
Not too sure. I'd have to look.
Yeah. So like, I know we panicked last time. We borrowed 350 billion last time, and when our great grandchildren are still paying this off, and now we've just borrowed 500 billion, and no one's batted an eyelid, and we're not even got to the stage where who's paying this off yet? Because we're all going to have to pay this back. So it's going to be tough when we open for the next 2 or 3 years. And that's why I think at the beginning of this conversation, we said, whoever has foundations done are going to last.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's going to be tough out there. Once everyone goes back to work, it's going to be tough.
100%. And like, if you're business right now that's freaking out because you have team and staff and you didn't set up your foundations correctly, like you just got the whole, foundation ripped from underneath you. You're like, holy crap. So take that as a sign and an opportunity to, plan and prepare for the future and, make what adjustments you need to right now and pivot, like we've been talking about the first thing here. But also you've got to figure out what's going to be the best situation for you to make sure you come out on top after that, learn from this and can grow from this. Right. So with that being said, I've actually got a really good question from Janine Solis here. How do I know if I'm charging enough to pay myself what I want to earn? And I think you already kind of covered it. You got to reverse engineer the math behind it, right? You've got to figure out, if I want to make this much, how much does the business need to be making? How much do my revenues need to be? What do I need to be charging to get to that number? And what's actually can I actually physically do, right?
Yeah, well, as in any salon, so hair, beauty, spa, any salon, we just sell time. So we just sell times and appointment book. So think about you being on your own, working on your own. How many clients can you do? How much of your bills? Whatever's left is yours. So in a commission salon, you might get 50% of theirs. Most of the other bills don't go up. So how many more stylists do I need to give me X amount of money? And that's how easy it can be. And then you make it happen by how many clients I need to fill the gap. So it's complex when you dive in, but very easy to see and say it like it is now. So I want to dive into the last one, the promotions, for a second.
Absolutely.
Just because the one thing we know, so twofold. Most people at the moment are scared, want a hug, want some love. What do you think they'll want when they go back in the salon? Like the day we say the doors are open, what is it they actually want when they want to come back? Well, most people, and I think we need to invent, and if you haven't got one, spend this time being creative and invent it, promotions for these people. Now, I'm not talking cheap, because price is not going to be an issue on the first return, is not going to be about discounts at all. People are going to come to you, they're in a spend mode. Most people haven't spent money for the last week. They're desperate to spend money.
Money gets bored. They're ready to, right?
Yeah. In 6 weeks' time, they're going to be gagging to spend money. But do you know what they really need from you? So some people need pamper. Some people need maintenance. Some people need a recharge. So start thinking of these words that you can use and bundle it together and charge that all you like. $500 a pop. Let's come and spend a day in my salon. We're going to got champagne. We've got friends. We've got a party. Yes. That's what's going to be the thing. What do people want when they come back?
Yeah, they want to be de-stressed from the situation. They want to relax. They want to forget this. They want a rejuvenation. We are to be looking complete shift 180 from all of this, right?
Yeah, every single color client, by the time we get through this, is going to be a color correction. The gray people are going to have super faded ends. They're going to have gray roots. They're going to have multiple colors put on. You're going to sell them some highlights at the same time. With a facial, if you're used to it every 4 weeks and you've spent a year getting this lady's skin beautiful, it's going to be back to square one. So you're going to have to invent a promotion with maintenance packages afterwards. So that's where we start getting creative. 100%. And that's when you make the money, guys. The people that are ready, everyone else is going to do a discount. They're going to go, we're going to start doing discounts.
We don't need to. The lowest, bottom of the barrel. Not a good thing.
We just give them what they want. Give them more value and more love than you've ever done before. And that means charging more as well.
100%. What we're absolutely saying, and this should have been something that most salons, businesses should already be doing, is bundle together your offerings in a way that allows you to charge more, gives more value. And if you're going to discount based off value, not just lowering your price. I'm putting all these things together for you. The normal price would be this. This is what we're going to be offering it to you for. That's how you successfully discount. You don't just slash the prices in half and bottom of the barrel. Let's all charge the lowest. That's just stupid, right? And
well, the one thing that people don't understand is that if I owned a Louis Vuitton store and someone came into my shop, I know they're going to be spending money with me. Otherwise, they won't be walking through the door.
Absolutely.
We have a salon. The minute they put the hand on your front door and walk in, they're in spend mode.
Yes.
So what they want is an experience. They want to look good. They want education. They want to know that you're going to take care of them. Right. And they're willing to pay. Forget everything else you need to know is that the minute they're in, they want to. And then first hairdressers and beauticians start thinking, oh, they might not be able to afford that. Oh, they might not. Why do we do that? We start thinking into the client's minds. No, they've come in to spend. They've come for a reason. Let's fix their problems and give them some love. Pretty simple.
Absolutely. 100%. I mean, I'm loving this right now. I think this is going to help a lot of people. And Anyone who's in the comments, like, please share this wherever you possibly can. We'd love to get the word out about this. And then also, if you guys forgot or you just came on, go ahead and type in #Thrive below so we can see who all is viewing this, so we can give you guys maybe some more resources that both Richard and I are kind of supporting the community through during this time. But I think what you just said, like these are things like those promotions you said, you can even kind of be pre-announcing these things right now and getting people on your books when you're projected to be open. If the date changes, like you can just shift the date that they're coming. But all said and done, people are going to need to see you after this is said and done. Someone in the comments, Jill, just said, and we say this all the time, we're in the best place to be during a recession. This is almost a recession-proof industry. People are still, no matter how much money's in the economy or is in their bank accounts, gonna find a way to spend money on their hair, their skin, their nails, their problems, their beauty, also the way they feel about themselves, their confidence. They're gonna spend money on that no matter what. So you wanna figure out, with this current situation, how do I make sure, like you said, to create, programs, packages, new offerings to my clientele to like cleanse them of this whole situations after it's said and done and help them from this downtime that they're going through. But also, how can I also find a way to, inject some more profit as soon as the doors are open so that when this is all said and done, I'm all right. Right?
Yeah, we're already talking to the clients anyway via email or text message. You just drop a seed. Hey, don't worry, Mary, we're working on a really good XY promotion. When you come back, it's going to fix this, it's going to fix this, it's going to fix this. And they're getting excited. They can't wait for you to open. So all that tends to happen because we're setting the seeds while we're talking to them. We're letting them reassure them we've got them. In fact, we've got them so good. We've actually created something, especially for these people. We can call it any name we want, make sure it's nice and sexy. But the one thing I can say, was it Jill who commented, I've had salons in the UK through, we're a really big motor trade, probably like, I can't think what's, is Chicago the same as motor? I'm not sure what's really big over where you guys are. And when the motor trade crashed, we went through recession year after year after year, and good salons, and I was one of them, I made more money in a recession. Because you look at your outgoings, you only spend money on what makes your boat go faster. And tell me, your boat goes fast when you only spend money on, if you need clients or you need marketing skills or you need systems in your business, if you spend time on that, your business will grow because everything else you've got worked out. So 100%. Figure out what makes your boat go faster.
Yeah, I mean, the people who are going to push through this and find an opportunity from this are going to come out on top, and they're going to even find a way to grow during this time. But again, like that all starts up here. So if you feel like you're struggling to take the action or make the investment or do the work, like you've got to focus on what's going on up here by investing to yourself with mentors, coaches, books, audiobooks. Like we said, like get this working first and then take the action that we have been talking about here too, right? So just to recap, and Richard, you still good for like 5-ish minutes or so? You got to run. You good?
No, I'm good.
Awesome. Cool. So what I'd like to do is kind of open up this to questions and Q&A right now. And I do want to kind of recap everything we just talked about. So if you guys are here again, throw us some hearts. Also share this. We'll be selecting a few of you guys to do some one-on-one calls and also give you guys some bonus access to some things that maybe Richard and I can put together for you. If not, just share with you what we already have out there that maybe you haven't checked out. So make sure you comment #Thrive, you share this, and you throw some hearts too, because we'll be choosing some of you guys as well. But let's kind of recap what we talked about. You're kind of, I've taken notes this whole time. I think everyone, if you didn't take notes, just go back and watch this, take some notes. So your everyday, like simple ways to grow in the business is to attract clients consistently, keep those clients coming in, and find ways to profit more from the clients you have, right? We talked about some book recommendations that may be good for you guys to go through right now. E-Myth, is it E-Myth Revisited? I know there's two different books, E-Myth Revisited and E-Myth Mastery. Check out both of them.
No, not Mastery. No, Mastery is really difficult, too hard. Way too hard.
It's really good stuff. Profit First was a recommendation. Also, you said there's a book over there that I actually need to check out, Barefoot Investor. That's really good as far as finances. But we talked about what right now, the question was, we're in our boat right now. We're trying to get to our island to, survive this whole crazy situation we're going through. What can we do to make our boat get faster to our destination with the holes in it? How do we get there fast enough so we don't just leak and burn out, right? We also talked about right now we need to kind of regroup during this time, take some time to ourselves, have our pity party if you haven't already, I guarantee everyone already has had their day or night of binging Netflix, eating Cheetos, raiding the pantry, just letting it all out, right? But now we've got to figure out a way to kind of take a step back, breathe a little bit and figure out how to learn and grow and adapt from the situation, right? We also talked about the 3 Ps today, pivot, protect, and profit. So pivot, we talked about basically what we can be doing to kind of pivot our messaging, pivot our mindset during this time, just make some shifts and changes because whatever we were doing prior to this is not going to hold us up right now. We've got to make some changes. We've got to do something new. We talked about protect, which is protecting ourselves, our mindset, protecting us from all the negativity going on in the world right now. Also our clients, how can we be there for them during this time, provide that silent service, produce content, write emails, call our clients, do whatever we can to just be there for them during this time. Let them know, hey, I'm here to support you during this crazy situation we're going through, right? Then also we talked about protecting your team and staff too. How can you be there as a rock for your team and staff right now? How can you get in front of them, keep them motivated, keep them thinking, hey, this is going to be okay. Like, don't freak out. We're all in this together. Then we talked about profits. So we talked about if you guys are struggling financially right now, it's not really because of the virus. It's because you weren't prepared for something like this to happen and you didn't have your finances in check before this all came through and wrecked us all, right? But we talked a little bit about profit first was definitely probably something everyone should go through if you're struggling with your finances. But you talked about finding ways to profit through looking at your expenses, getting rid of anything that's unnecessary. Like go through your bank statements, figure out what you're paying for, you have been paying for that's completely useless, get rid of it, right? Find ways that you can invest your actual money during this time. Like don't be a penny pincher now, as despite what a lot of people may say, figure out, hey, how can I use and leverage my assets and my money to get me moving through this or get me moving through this faster or more successfully. And then lastly, you talked about some promotions that we can kind of be doing to make sure that when the doors are open, we can be offering, packages that we put together that are going to help support people during this time. Don't just cut your prices when you open up, find ways to provide more value to the marketplace and give them what they need, which is a quick refresher, getting back to normal, getting where we need to be after this is all said and done. So that about sum it up. Anything that you want to share as well, kind of touching base on what we talked about or any words of encouragement while we get into the Q&A and things like that? Make sure you guys ask your questions now. I'm going to go through the top to bottom and kind of make sure we answered everything, but make sure right now, if you have any questions about, pivoting, protecting, profiting, with your clients, with your business right now, drop them below. We're going to answer as many questions as we possibly can. Don't be a snake in the grass. If you need the support, you need the help, ask for it. So
yeah, it's the time to be quiet is not now. Also, by the way, guys, I'm going to do a plug. I got a book. It's my book called The Lifestyle Salon Owner.
Absolutely.
It's on Amazon. It's about 30 books. And if you want it, I'll give you for free of charge. Simple as that. So if you want to,
Amazing.
I'll send you a copy and you can send it to whoever you feel wants it. So if anyone wants to ask a question, they can have my book for free. I'll just send them a electronic copy of it, nice and easy.
That's awesome. I really appreciate that, Richard. So definitely ask your questions, get access to that book for free. It's definitely going to help you in your business, all aspects of the business. So ask now. With that being said, while I'm waiting for the questions to come in, is there anything that you kind of wanted to recap or really what do you think is the main message right now? What should we most take away from this interview we just did?
Yeah, I think that the biggest takeaway that we got to remember is that if any client of yours was sitting on the fence about leaving, this is a great excuse to leave you. If any staff members thinking about leaving you and going to another career, they're going to leave you. So if we do nothing, these people will go. So this is not a chance of I don't want to do that or what should I do? It's I have to do something. What is it I need to do is the key. So if any of you guys are going, I'm not going to do anything, I'm too busy or I'm not in the right mind frame, eventually you will be. But you need to act on something. You cannot sit on the fence here. You can't go, I'm not doing nothing, because your staff will feel lonely. Your clients will feel lonely. You need to make that move.
Absolutely. 100%. You can't be doing nothing right now. You need to be doing more than you've ever done if you want to come out on top after this is all said and done. So I'm going to go through the comments I still have access to. So let's see. What do you think about, we had a question as far as like gift certificates right now. Is that something that you would recommend or any thoughts you have on that?
Yes. This is hot off the press. I only shared it with my clients today. A very, very good friend of mine in the US has came up with a system which makes him sound really good and also makes money. So I'm going to share it really quickly. So grab it while you can and listen. Most people at the moment want to help the health workers that you've got out there. They're putting themselves in danger to help people. So what they're doing is they've done an adopt a health worker. So what they've done is going, who do you want to put a hair package together? Who do you want to put a beauty package together? And people out there in the community are buying them off you and giving them to healthcare workers. So that's what's happening at the moment. So the system, I haven't got time to build up the system for you, but if you can figure that out in the next 2 seconds, I've told you that, that is a really good way to sell a lot of gift vouchers and promotions and packages and your retail while this is going on. Because I think people, if you ask me, would you donate $100 worth of food to a health worker? I would. They're working their nellies off at the moment. So when it's all done, come and see my salon for free. So you get people to like companies, businesses, friends and family, they buy it. You could physically show it on Facebook, so you show that someone's donated it and give it to someone who thinks they need it in the case. So it's very hard to. That was an hour's coaching call in 10 seconds.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Absolutely, and I think that's what we're all doing right now. You and I are both coaches during this time. We've got to throw things out there, just try new things, take these little hints, and just go take action on it and see whether it works or not. If it works, perfect. How can we make it even better? If it doesn't work, how do we cast something else out there? Try something new. Just keep doing things right now.
Yeah, like a good friend of mine owns a nail salon, and she was in the car and got a text message the other day to say, who do you think needs a free nail set? I want to buy someone a nail to have their nails done. That's what people do. People want to give now. They want to donate and help people. And I think if you can come up with some sort of package on your website and direct people through Facebook to say, look, let's donate to the health workers. Let's donate to the lady down the road. She's on her own. When this is done and dusted, when I open my salon up, who wants to buy a full package? And I think that's a really good thing because people do want to do it. All we're doing is being the providers to make that happen.
Absolutely, 100%. Let's see what else we've got here. My accountant told me I cannot issue myself a paycheck. How do you recommend to pay yourself?
Yeah, I'll definitely sack your accountant. I'm sorry. I think accountants are just historians. They just tell you what's happened a year ago. But if you want to pay yourself, truthfully, look at your numbers yourself. Look at the bills that are leaving your business. So if you're on commission or if you're a booth renter, it's really quite tight. You've got no more money to earn except for what you do behind the chair yourself. If you've got staff, you look at your staff's busyness. How much are they earning you? Because the key here is every salon owner I know has the capability of making really good money. They just do. The problem is we need to make sure if our staff aren't busy, then we're overstaffed, which means we either sack somebody or we've got to fill them with clients. There's only two ways we can get the staff busy. So our job is to figure out where's the holes in our boat or our salon and fill the holes. So yeah, your accountant might say at the moment you've not got enough money, but there's a reason why, and your job's to find that out.
I completely agree. I love it. Kimberly said this was awesome. Thank you, Kimberly. Appreciate the love. Again, if you guys want access to everything that Richard and I are sharing with you guys, whether it be his book, we have a Survive and Thrive kit we're sharing with everyone, kind of giving you some steps you can be taking during this time. We'll go back to the comments and comment back to you guys as long as you type in #Thrive below, which I'll throw it up on the screen one more time. You share this and then ask a question. We want to hear you guys' questions. We got just a little bit more time. We can go through those as well. And Nelly says, I had my couple pity parties of ugly crying, but I'm ready to get back to work. So perfect. So that's okay, guys. We're all uncertain right now. We're all going through the same thing. It's okay to, be stressed out right now. You can't ignore it. But at the same time, you can't let that pull you down and keep you paralyzed and from not doing anything. Right. Let's see what else we've got here. Got a lot of people who definitely want to check out that book. Alexandria, Sarah, and Nelly. Love it. Anita says, I'm trying to sell my retail right now. No success so far. What can I do? Do you recommend anything as far as helping and supporting as far as selling retail right now?
Yeah. So same as everything else we do is that you should never sell retail anyway. So if you want to sell your retail products, just find out what their problem is and sell it as the fix. That's all you need to do. So if you think about what's going through the person's mind at home, is their color going to fade? Is their hair going to get dry? They're not going to go and get regular trims. So sell it as that. So you need to say, hey, look, you're not going to the hairdresser the next 4 weeks. Let's do this package. It's a repair. And sell them the big package. So sell them everything you've got. Don't give them shampoo and conditioner because everyone does that. You need to sell them the night mask. You need to sell them the repair, and then send them a video or a how-to at the same time.
I love that.
So build it together, because to be honest, if it's a shampoo and conditioner, it's just a shampoo and conditioner. But if it's a at-home fixed solution, you're selling them a solution. So build it big, and it's going to be $100, and it's got 3 or 4 products in it, and a video, and a help from you, and also maybe you get one phone call with you to say, how do I apply it?
100%. We've been having people do like virtual consultations to discuss that with their clients, finding problems and providing recommendations. We even have people doing like virtual events, like bringing everyone, to like a Zoom call or something like that in their community. Like, hey, we'll send you or drop ship you an at-home care kit. And then we'll all kind of go through the treatment, and I'll kind of show you how you can be doing it during this downtime together. There's so many things you can be doing right now. The thing is, I don't think in this time you should be waiting for things to be handed on to you on a silver platter. You've got to just kind of take the ideas and adapt and just take action on them, right?
Yeah, well, I think I don't know. Are you warm or cold where you are now in the country? Is it hot?
I'm in Arizona, so we're always pretty warm.
Yeah. Okay. So if you imagine someone who's going to spend most of the time indoors, they might have the air conditioning on all the time. Their hair's going to get dehydrated. So you're definitely going to sell, a conditioning treatment that's actually going to hydrate more than anything else. So think about what environment they're stuck in at the moment. If they're in New York and they're stuck in, they're going to have the heating all the time. So their hair again is going to be quite dry, but a different type of dry. So say, hey, if you're stuck indoors, 15 hours a day, your hair's going to start getting frizzy. It's going to get dehydrated. It's going to snap. We've got a rescue package for, this is what's going on, and bundle it up and build everything onto it. Everything you've got is free at the moment. Your videos you can put onto YouTube for free and share with people. How-tos, you can send them little mini masks and throw them in for free, and maybe a little sketch of how to do it. It's easy. Hey,
create value as much as you possibly can. That's all it comes down to.
So you're not selling retail, remember? You're selling a fix. They're stuck.
A problem. Like you're solving a problem for someone, right? I want to know if I should offer home root spray, not color kits. So we kind of talked a little bit about that, like what you'd recommend. What would you recommend as far as like, if you're going to do products, how do you get them to the clients? What would you say about that?
Yeah, so around the world it's different. So over here we're locked in. Post office is still working, so we can post them. In Australia, we can actually go and deliver them. There's somebody I know in New York, a client of mine, what she's doing is doing drop-off times. So she's in the salon. She puts it outside the door. She knows when someone's come in. They do a collection, so it's not touching anybody. And so everyone's in for the day. So she sits in her salon for 8 hours a day, and every 15 minutes someone picks products up. So that's what she's doing at the moment. So that works really well.
Perfect.
Talking about color at home, yeah, don't get me started. I can start more here. I think, do you know what? I think our job as a hairstylist and a beautician is to serve our clients forever. And if that means we've got to find a way of doing it remotely, so be it. Whatever it takes.
100. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. The time now is to go, nope, not doing it, not allowed, not going to do it. You know what? Someone else is going to do it.
100%. Someone's going to figure this out and come out on top from this. Why not you, right? Jump the gun, get on it, right? Lakita says, where do you start? We talked a little bit about that. I'll answer that question. Like, where do you start right now? You start on getting back into a routine, getting back into getting some structure in your life right now. Now it's not a time to sleep in, go to bed late and right?
So the day I gave my salon up, I found this really strange and really hard to do, because I used to go at 9 o'clock, do clients till 9 o'clock, and I know what I'm doing. Then I'm suddenly working at home as a coach. I've got all day. So I either work not enough or too much. So I had to structure my day. So I've got to go, I'm starting at this time. I'm going to have a break. I'm going to start at this time. And it's quite simple. Just write something down that you want to do and put a time next to it. So let's say you want to work on your website, put an hour. Let's say you want to write some emails, put an hour. And just zone in and get it done. That's probably the best way to start. Where do you start working on your business right now? I would look at the history you've got of your business. So you've got everything in an appointment system right now. Find out what you need. Where are you losing money? Are you busy? Why have you not got 100,000 in the bank? There's a reason why you're not rich.
Right, 100%.
We just don't earn enough.
Where's the blind spots you've been not paying attention to? How do you invest time into focusing on them now? Right.
Correct. Yeah.
A lot of people just kind of saying, I need to sell product right now. I have no income. I need to make money. Best thing you can do, what we've kind of been recommending, is start with obviously the people closest to you. Start with your clients. Again, look for problems you can solve. Be there for your clients. Find out ways that you can support and help them during this time. make offers, set up consultations, just be vocal is what I would say. You're about to say something too.
I am. So I've got a really a semi confession to make. So I'm gonna say something and I'm gonna backtrack. So first of all, over here in the UK, every salon owner is going to get 10 grand cash and 80% of their wages paid. So we're easy. We've got it cruisy, right? We can survive. In Australia, they're doing the same thing. They're getting a 20 grand handout and they're getting 1,500 a fortnight for every staff member. I don't know what you guys have got. So you probably got a lot less than that. So you need money. We don't need to sell products over here. So the one thing that I know that will work really well, you've been servicing your clients now for a long time. So you've been looking after them and giving them love. I know this has happened because I know someone who's sitting not far from me who's got a beauty salon that did this. She sent a heartfelt email to her clients to say, look, I'm shut down. Can you buy vouchers ready for when we open? Can you pre-buy some products from me so I know there's money in the till so we can survive? Ask your clients for help. It's not a big thing if they go, okay, I'll buy a cut and blow dry voucher from you now to give you money, and then you can redeem it when we open. Yeah. Ask them for help. I think it's a really thing we need to do is heartfelt here. And I know a lot of people will put their hand up. I'd do it. If someone contacted me, and I know people have contacted my person I'm with now, so it works very well.
Yeah, your clients need you and they support you. They're willing to do that for you. We had one of our people in our elite program or our coaching program who we had two people actually. One just went through and are calling all their clients, just checking in on them, seeing how they're doing. Hey, we are closed right now, but I want to find out, is there any way I can support you right now? She would find that people would ask for product. People would ask for, some people would just donate literally money. Like, hey, I want to help you out right now. Some people are, purchasing. Do you have any gift cards? They'll tell you what they're willing, to purchase and want. So you can kind of even get some, research by just picking up the phone and calling your clients. What you can also do, we had, the email strategy works, the text, just check in. Hey, how are you holding up? Just want to let you know we shut down right now, but I'm still finding ways to provide value to my clients and the community. Like, just be vocal. Like, you just got to go out and start more conversations with your clients and, communicate now more than ever. It's the best tips that I could.
Yeah. And I'm cheeky. So if I haven't got a salon now, I sold my salon 3 years ago. But if I did, I'd be calling all my clients that I've given 10 years love to. Like I've been with them for a long time and say, look, I know your shampoo conditioner is this. Would you buy double off me? Would you buy double at the moment? I need to survive. I would also ask them if they want to buy gift vouchers. No discount. Just would you buy your color like in advance when we open up in 6 weeks' time? And most will say yes because they have the money. They're not going anywhere, remember? Right. But you've got to serve them. You can't take the money off and ignore them for 6 weeks.
Absolutely.
Like it's part and parcel of what we're doing. It's a give and take world we live in now. And if they want to help you, and the person who said they want to sell retail, contact them and say, I need your support. Would you buy the retail from me early? Or would you buy some retail off me? I need to start working this out. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a community that if you survive, they're going to love you for it.
Money ain't going to fall in your pocket or your bank account. You've got to ask. You got to make offers. You got to be out there, right? You got to find out who can support my business right now, right?
It's not a begging stage. The fact is that it's probably the world's pandemic we've ever had before. They know you're struggling. They know it's tight. They know other people, and it's time to support them. And same again, ask them to buy some retail and say, how can we serve you? How can we help you? I mean, I know a lot of people here at the moment are shopping local purposely now to support the smaller people. So that's what we all need to do. And if you guys are closed and you've got retail and you want money coming in, the exact wording is quite simple. Tell them how it is,
Absolutely. Just literally confront the current situation. Talk about it. Like, don't be dodgy or anything. Communicate. Yeah. That's all you do, right?
Just have a conversation like you'd have a conversation with your dad, your mum, your auntie. Have a conversation with.
These are your you, friends.
But most beauticians and hair people that when they do life with these people, you've done life with them. Like they are part of your life, vice versa. So it's easy to say. You're not asking for money. You're asking just to buy a product, to help you out.
I see my hairstylist more than I see my own mom.
Hey, it's true, and we have a good connection. And I think that if he contacted you tomorrow and said, "Would you buy 2 haircuts?" and
hell, I need more product. I'm waiting for them to reach out to me. Right?
Honestly, it's true.
That's it. Like, you got to be vocal, right? We'll do a couple more here. I want to be respectful of your time, Richard. I really do appreciate you being here. Again, everyone give Richard and obviously myself too some big hearts in the comments below. Type in #Thrive if you want access to any of the bonuses or resources that we had talked about here today. Also, make sure you share this. We'll be choosing a hand select few of you guys. We'll do some one-on-one calls with you, share some additional resources with you. We're just here to help and support the community right now. So appreciate all the love in the comments below. We'll do a couple more questions. And let me know, Richard, if you got to kick us off. I know you're a busy guy, so I just need help.
Well, for me now, it's 7:30 in the evening, so my work is winding down. So,
Gotcha.
a little chat, that's fine.
Perfect. Let's keep answering a couple more questions. Make sure you guys keep them coming. We'll try to answer as many as we possibly can. Kathleen says, can we provide a little bit more specifics on promotion? She also asked about discounting gift cards. So how would you so I know you gave some ideas on the promotions, but what would maybe be like a quick 3-step approach to putting together a promotion right now?
Yeah, so if they're going to put a promotion to sell for when they're open, I guess that's like you're all closed now. Is that correct?
I believe pretty much a lot of people over here are pretty much closed. Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, if you're closed to open. So if you're open, you can't force people to come in. If you're getting quiet now, it's because they've made a decision to self-isolate themselves. So that's just the way it is. If you're trying to sell promotions, you're trying to sell something that's 6 weeks old. So they need to know that you're around. Their promise needs to be different because they're going to give you money 6 weeks ahead. I think it's the hardest thing at the moment to sell gift vouchers. That's what I think. But the easiest thing to sell when you promote at the moment is what's going to happen afterwards. So externally, so on Facebook to external people, I think it'll be nice to sell a voucher and to randoms. I think it's going to happen. To your clients, you have to ask them as a favor. That's what I think. That's the difference. You can call it what you like, but it's a favor. Can you help support me? Can you buy some gift vouchers for when we open? It'll help me out heaps. And ask them for the favor. I need a favor from you. Say it as it is.
Absolutely. And I would say as far as like creating your bounce back offer, when the doors are open, just find out how you can, like we talked about, create, a bundled package offer that, uses those keywords like rejuvenation, refresh. What other things did you say? Kind of those trigger words to kind of let them know, hey, like, let's cleanse ourselves from this and move forward, right? Yeah,
well, you got to imagine every single client that you've had that's been at home for, let's say, eventually it's going to be 8 weeks. I think it's going to sit around 8 weeks for myself or more. The fact is they are going to be disheveled. They are going to be grown out. They are going to be like, it's a reborn again. Let's start you off again. So think about what mess they're going to be in and what they actually want. They're going to start all over again, haven't they? With facials. Yeah, you've got to start the whole caboodle again.
100%. I'm trying to keep up with all the comments that are coming in so fast. Appreciate the love, guys. Janine says, sending love to clients now is the step that I'm on. Should we sell the promo packages now or wait until the doors are open? I would start contacting clients right now. Like, there's no need to wait. Like, I would talk to your clients now. If they want to buy the package, they want to buy the product, we don't know that until you go and talk to them. I think the 3 words that are the most important right now is like, make the call, send the email, send the text, communicate, right? Like, that's what you need to be doing right now. Because then you'll figure everything out, just from your own research, talking to people, right? You'll find out what your clients ultimately want and need and what they're willing to pay for. Let me see what else I got here. Appreciate all your guys' activity right now. Again, make sure you guys share this, type in #Thrive as well. We'll get you guys all the bonus resources too. And sharing it is as simple as clicking a button. So no excuses. Let's see. Here's a really good one from Gilda. I can't pull it up on the screen. I'll just read it from my phone. How can I take advantage of all the time everyone is spending on social media to get more eyes on me and stay connected with my clients? Is there any specific kind of content I should be posting or invest in? Basically, main question is, what can I be doing on social media right now?
Yeah, easy. I think we covered that right at the beginning, but you might not have caught it, is that most people now want a big hug. So they want reassurance of their situation. So we can't help them financially. We can't really help them like physically, but we can help them mentally. So So if you're a hair or beauty salon, I don't know what you are. So let's say you're hair. They'll be worried that their roots are going to show through. They're worried their hair is going to start getting flat. They're worried about their fringe going in their eyes. If they're beauty, they're worried about their waxing. They're worried about everything to do with beauty. So that's what you post. This is how you fix this. This is how you fix that. And I think that if you can mix with educating them what to do at home right now, because you know what's coming. So you could say, hey guys, all you girls that are great, you're going to be poking through in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'd start doing this and mix them posts with a bit of fun, a bit of social. Very positive, and also the aspiration of when I open, I'm going to do this. I saw a guy today did a tour around his salon and showed, while it was closed, showed everybody what his salon is, and then got everyone excited when he reopens. So I think that
exactly. That's what we're
an aspiration.
Launch like a grand reopening, like promote that, talk about it, right?
We'll talk about a party. Maybe you're going to have a party when you first open. Everyone's going to get together. But I believe that everyone's going to get together when we open. We're all going to be segregated. We're all going to have to do you call it 6 feet rule, we call it 2 meter rule here. So I think when it opens, and also I need you to talk about, as you're talking, how you're abiding by what's going on. So when they come back to the salon, it's safe. So they need to know that you're living that world as well. So absolutely.
And we have people who ask, like, what do I do if I don't have products on hand? Do what we just told you, like pre-sell, pre-promote, like talk about when the doors are open again. If you can get the product, you can use the product, like obviously that's going to solve their problem now. If you don't have that, still find ways to provide value to them during this time. But all in all, find a way you can solve their problem in exchange for money, whether it's now or when the doors are open.
I don't know whether you can contact your suppliers and say, can you post direct to my clients, shampoos and conditioners, and put the order through and send it direct to them. I'm not too sure if they'll do that, which means you don't touch it and you might make a little bit less money. There's no posting by you. So
that's what we're finding right now. Like all these product companies you guys work with, a lot of them at least are willing to like drop ship to your clients, and you can be, the fulfiller of making that happen and make, commission or profit on that, or just produce value to the clients and build more trust, build your assets during this time, right? Let's see here. I'm just going through some more comments here. Ton of love from everyone here. Thank you. Debbie, Nikisha, Laura, lots of hearts here. Christina says we're awesome. Thanks, Christina. Appreciate it. Tons of thanks here. Seeing if there's any more questions we have here. When's your guys' projected open dates? Let us know. I know some people are April 30th. So, Richard, just to be clear, you guys aren't shut down right now.
Or we are. We're in lockdown, yes.
Lockdown. Okay. Do you guys have a projected open date?
I think we'll be in a double lockdown.
Yeah.
I think you guys have been in a double lockdown too.
Yeah. What do you feel like that means? Like, do you have any idea when you think like?
Yeah. Well, you're in lockdown to stop. We're all in lockdown to stop the peak. That's the key here. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're not going to let you loose until you've peaked. So I think if they open you up in 3 weeks, which is your plan, you think you're going to open up in 3 weeks. If you open them in 3 weeks, it's going to be so many restrictions. So you might have to think about your staffing levels, doing double shifts, 7 days a week, day and night, because you're going to have to mark everywhere in your salon. That's what's going to happen. It's happening around the world. So I think that if we spike again, we'll all go into lockdown again. So we don't know. And I think for me, I first thought it was 3 weeks, but our government's paying us for 3 months.
Yeah. And no matter what it is, you got to plan and prepare. Like
we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean, your boat's going to go straight down.
we're all in the boat together, and some people are paddling, some people are getting up, some people are just watching Netflix. The choice is, we want to get there at the end and be strong, and we've got time on our hands. The one thing that I coach 170 salons now that are in my world. I've spoken with thousands of salon owners over the last few years, and the one complaint they have is we don't have time to do anything. Guess what? The one thing we do have now is time. We can't do anything else. I can't go and spend the money. I can't do anything else. I'm allowed out for an hour walk a day, and that's it.
And here's the thing. This is the thing too. Like the two biggest things we have, that are objections, but also assets to us are our time and money, right? And so if you don't have money, you've got time, right? And if you have money, you can purchase that time back, right? But here's the thing where a lot of people go wrong in this industry. They don't have money and they don't have time somehow, and they're broke. That doesn't make sense. You're obviously doing things that aren't productive, that aren't moving you forward. So you need to figure out how to put that time in the right place so you can make more money. And right now with the time you guys have, like we've given you so many ideas. If you want more ideas, again, type in #Thrive. We'll give you access to, we did a masterclass on virtual consultations, virtual parties. Richard, I'm sure, has some amazing things he's going to share with you as well, including his book. Like make sure that you are looking and sifting, connecting, and like learning from what's working now so you don't have to figure it out on your own. If people are already doing this, jump the gun, model what works. Like just pick up where other people are leaving off. That's what I would 100% recommend. But with that being said, Richard, where can people get more access to you, learn more from you, and maybe just get into your world so that they can also hear more of what you have to share as well?
Yeah, so I've got a Facebook page, a group which is called the Lifestyle Salon Owner, the same as my book. So I have lots of things I give away for free and paid. And of course, I'm going to be really truthful. And I said this today in a call, go for paid every time. Every time. Make it hurt as well. Make it hurt you a little bit, because if you pay me money and it's hurt you, I know one thing's going to happen. You're going to do the work, which means you're going to get a result, which means you make more money, and everyone's a winner. Yeah. When it's free, like I used to give 3 people access to my coaching call. My dearest coaching call is about close to 10,000 a year. That's what my group is. I'd give 3 away every single year, free of charge, to people that were struggling. Yeah. And in 3 years, do you know how many people actually turned up to one call? 0. Yeah. Not even, and everyone said, I would. Here you go, have access. They don't turn up. They do no calls. Same here. And the fact is, I mean, come on, there's no value. So I know for myself, when I get free coaches, I don't do any work. If I pay for it, it makes me do the work. So guys, I'm not saying go and spend all your money. I'm not saying that, but choose one thing. If it's a book, pay for the book, read the book. If it's a book that you want to read, let's do it. If it's a course you want to do, pay for it. The amount of courses I bought on Udemy on Black Friday, I've got like 25 in it. I haven't even opened them, because there's no value for me. And we need to make sure we invest. And that's why I said, boat faster, invest. Yeah. We going off topic. With us hairdressers, and I'm a hairdresser, so I go off topic easy. Hence why when men's salons don't make money, is because we just move around to everything. We don't stick still. We just can't. So
struggles with that. Let us know. I think we all.
The question. And so we stopped tracking KPIs because they just don't work for a hairdresser. So we did key KPIs. What activity can you do that puts money in the bank? And just stick with that activity. And if that meant you have to do live Facebooks every Monday, that's what you do. If that means you got to get marketing right, that's what you do. So what activity is going to fill your bank account? And there's not many.
Income generating activities.
What makes it work?
100%. You got to focus on income generating activities. We keep it nice and simple. Like what you need to do in any economy is start more conversations with people, book more appointments, and do more appointments. You know, whether right now it's virtually, or like if you're not open, you're not open. So still you need to find a way to still start conversations, book appointments, do appointments. You know, do it online, do it through Zoom, do it on the phone, do something to talk to more people, find more ways to make more offers, make more money. That's what we got to do. So with that being said, Richard, I think you and I maybe need to connect a little bit at some point after this and do something together. Because I think if you guys got a ton of value from this, let us know. And I know you and I, you know, it sounds like we've got some very, similar thought patterns in the way that we work with people. And I think both of us are here to just impact and help the industry. And so love to see what we can do, continuing moving forward. Big thank you, Richard, for being here, taking the time out of your busy day. It's craziness going on in the world. But with that being said, again, type in #Thrive below if you want access to everything. Share this post and go follow Richard on Facebook. Your website is lifestylesaloncoach.com.
That's correct.
Perfect. Go check him out. Definitely, we're all here to help. Like, that's bottom line. So let's work together. Let's stay on top and come out after this is all said and done, moving forward. Doubling, tripling, 10x in our business after this, right?
Let's do it.
Appreciate it, Richard. We'll talk soon. Have a great one. And everyone stay safe. Keep kicking butt. Keep taking names, all right?
You too. Catch you later, guys. Thank you.